Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be slightly longer, like last time's video, maybe not as long, but somewhere along that. And before this video starts, I would like to ask you guys to please support my channel, and nothing that you guys need to actually get out of your wallet or out of your personal time. Just click on the subscribe button, it helps so much, so please consider doing so. You could also like the video, that really helps out a lot. You guys don't even have no idea. Liking the video helps the video get out to more people, and essentially I could save more people's lives. That might sound corny, but it's realistic. And this hurricane or tropical storm is strengthening, and the National Hurricane Center has been strengthening up its position, but now it is forecasted to be at its peak around 65 miles per hour, which is just under a Category 1 hurricane. In case you're wondering, a Category 1 hurricane is 75 miles per hour or more. So you can see the new runs coming in. I'll switch back to the one that came out earlier today. And there's a lot of information to talk about. First of all, there is already a storm surge watch. There's already, I'll go to that right now. So there's a storm surge watch and a tropical storm watch. So let's go to the tropical storm watch. And you can see this is basically subtropical storm Alberto will move towards the north central Gulf late this weekend and possibly early next week. Tropical storm conditions are possible beginning Sunday and lasting through Tuesday morning. So you can see waves up to 20 feet. So definitely something, you can't really swim in the ocean when waves are this high. I'm pretty sure the waves will be closed. You can see that this is basically just details. Sustained winds of 40 to 60 miles per hour with gusts near hurricane force. That is definitely true, except I think this will go up a little bit. In fact, I think that some of this might be sustained close to hurricane winds, and then the gust may be around 80 or 90. That's my prediction, because this has been strengthening for the past couple of days. So let's move forward. You can see it's really weak right now, developing off the coast of Yucatan Peninsula. It is at 40 miles per hour, the sustained winds, which is nothing, weak, but for a hurricane, that's fairly weak. And you can see this just blows up, intensifies in the warm water Gulf of Mexico. The GFS has it really spinning away with those tight isobars, really strong winds. And right there you can see 983 really packed in. Let me actually zoom in on this on the southeast United States, because that's where it will be impacting. You can see 982 actually, not 983. So if this were to be true, this could be a Category 1, borderline Category 2, which I don't think is going to be that strong. However, I think it's still going to be stronger than predicted. And you can see this moves so slow. That's going to be the main story. This is very slow moving. The flooding is going to be a major concern. Storm surge, that's why they have a storm surge watch, is going to be a major concern. And all of these factors, including that the southeast is already saturated with rain. I mean, they have been having over 10 inches above it, running 10 inches above normal already this year. So they're definitely going to experience some flash flooding. And you can see that the track of the hurricane could bring in upwards up to 14 to 20 inches of rain, which is not what they're forecasting. But you can see if it's the strength that the GFS is showing, where the hurricane passes through, this could be similar to the flooding in Louisiana of 2016. If anyone remembers that was just disastrous. It wasn't from a tropical storm, it was just a really slow moving system. And that just goes to show you that this does not need to be a strong system to cause huge problems. So just because it might not be a hurricane doesn't mean you guys should take this any less seriously, because it's really not. 10 miles per hour difference is not gonna change a whole lot of stuff. It's basically the impacts are going to be huge nevertheless. And I like to go to Ventusky. This is a great website for showing out hurricanes. You can see it's spinning away right there, spinning counterclockwise. And if we go here, 63, 64 miles per hour, let me keep you in mind, this is sustained. These aren't gusts. And if you go to wind gusts, you could see 70, 75. So I'll keep it on wind gusts and show you how strong it can get for the next several days. So let's just play this along. This is actually Sunday 4 p.m. You can see the times are down here, and these are the dates. You can see this is Monday 4 a.m. Monday morning, and let's stop this right there at 10 a.m. You can see wind gusts up to almost 80 miles per hour, so that is definitely something. and right before it reaches the coast, it might strengthen even a little bit more. Right there, you could see again 80 miles per hour gust. If you're wondering how much sustained, it is around 60, 61. So still definitely something we'll need to keep an eye watch for. Let's go back to wind gusts. Yeah, you can see 80s, 70s. I meant to say. I want to go right there. Yeah, 78, 80 miles per hour is going to be the wind gust. So this may not be a huge hurricane, but it's definitely not small. It's just somewhere in between. So in terms of size level and wingspan, I guess, if you will, of this hurricane, it's nothing enormous like Hurricane Sandy, but it's not tiny either. So but that doesn't really make a difference. The impacts are going to be huge nevertheless. So you can see that is the GFS. If we go to the, actually let's go back to the tropical tidbits, and let's switch to the Canadian model, which the Canadian model has been a little bit more aggressive, and you could still, yeah, it's still showing the hurricane tracking across Florida, which does not seem likely at this point. So therefore, I think that they're a little bit off with the hurricane, and they're not exactly correct. I mean, if they're showing it that far off, then I don't think they're. So you could see it has it actually a lot weaker now, a more devolved system, but still it's going to bring heavy rain even if this were to happen. So you could see that it still brings in a lot of rain. Let's go to the FV3 GFS. This model was earlier in the week was showing a category like 4 hurricane, which don't get scared by this. This hurricane model is not necessarily good. You can see it brings in 985, 988, 983, which is similar to the GFS and is actually reliable. Not reliable, which is actually plausible in this situation. Let's go to the hurricane models and let's go to HWRF. And officially, I forgot to tell you guys that this is a tropical storm at this point, so its name is Alberto. And let's bring this forward. You could just see a lot of these bands. I mean, if this were to be true, 977, this would, here's a U.S. coast, by the way. This would be almost category 2 hurricane. You can see that this is just severe thunderstorms, not necessarily severe, but strong thunderstorms with heavy rain moving in on the coast, making landfall at about 977 pressure and then quickly weakening. But yeah, if this were to happen, this would probably be the worst case scenario. If we go through this, hopefully they will show total. No, they don't. Yeah, they don't show, because I was gonna show you guys the total cumulative precip, but they don't. So let's go back to the HRWRFP model, and let's go back to, where was this? 10-meter wind. Actually, let's switch this around. Let's see what they're showing. And okay, so let's zoom in on this if we can. I don't know if we can. No, we can't, but that is, I could tell you, that is around 50 to 60 miles per hour, maybe a little bit less. So this model is actually indicating a little bit of a less, weaker hurricane. Let's go to the HMON, and oh, look at this one. Yeah, this one's over 60. The purple, that is over 64, so similar to the GFS, but has a much lower pressure. But that doesn't necessarily mean it will be a category 2 hurricane or even a category 1, because there's a lot of other factors that go into this. But you can see this hurricane just is vicious. It's gonna be slow moving, but it's vicious. Like, yeah, I don't know what to compare it to really, but it's really gonna be quite a event. And I would also like to show you the, I don't know why this isn't letting me pick different models. Let's see, I don't know, but let's go to precipitation for example. Let's see how much the GFS is putting out, because I would like to show you this through a different graph. And let's just put it from 5 for like total time. So yeah, quite a bit of rain. You could see, I don't know if this would exactly be this much rain, guys, but I would like to show you to this, because this is a lot of rain, and this is a big possibility. You could see 12, 15, 16, 19 inches by the coast, 20 inches right there, you have it. So we could reach above the 20-inch mark around the coast, inches of rain. The Weather Channel, of course, is showing much less, but that is because that's the Weather Channel. And you could see that this is showing quite a bit of rain. So 20 inches of rain, definitely a possibility. I'm not going to include it in the title because that would cause some people to panic, but it's better for you, I guess, to panic, if you will, and rather than get caught up in hurt in this actual storm or the flooding water. There's so many threats to this. I'd like to now go to the storm surge. The storm surge isn't going to be necessarily too intense, like with different hurricanes. You can see 3 feet, which isn't like huge when talking hurricane wise, but impact wise it's still fairly large, because I think large hurricane storm surge is like 9, 10, 11 feet, which just is a lot of. That's basically what they mean by 3 feet. It's not waves, but 3 feet where the water could rise. So if you're looking at the coast and you're going up a beach and it only has an incline of about 12 inches, then it will be the whole beach will be covered. That's basically what they mean, because the wind will be so strong blowing against the coast from this way right here, especially when it's coming in. It's gonna be blowing like this counterclockwise, so it's just gonna blow in a lot of it's gonna have a lot of strong wind. It's gonna blow in a lot of water across the coast, and that's gonna bring up to 3 feet of storm surge. And you kind of figured it out by now. The stronger the wind is, the bigger the storm surge. That's why this isn't necessarily a huge wind event, but it definitely is going to be a huge rainfall event, especially if it's as slow moving as they're showing it right now. Also, I wanted to tell you guys that necessarily the maximum wind speeds and the maximum rainfall might not line up. They might not. What I mean by that, they might not be in the same area. So let's zoom through this and let's see where it makes landfall. So watch this carefully while this goes through. You can see it spinning counterclockwise, and basically this is what I mean. This is pushing against the coast, bringing in water. And see, this hurricane would be making, actually this model does show them lining up quite a bit fairly, but they're showing that the strongest winds would be around New Orleans, Louisiana, southern Mississippi, and the rainfall amounts do look to be in that area the strongest. Let's see. Yeah, they do. So maybe actually a little bit further east than the actual hurricane, but we will just need to see, guys, how this plays out. There's a lot of unsolved information, a lot of information that needs to be still figured out. I'll be definitely making more update videos, but as of now, please consider subscribing to my channel. Please consider liking the video, and thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe. Thank you. See you guys in the next episode.